Shopping adventure in Singapore. Tom and Lucy are good friends. They planned a trip to Singapore for 2 weeks. It was their first time visiting Asia. They arrived at Changi Airport on a sunny morning. The weather was hot and humid. They took a taxi to their hotel in the city center. After resting, they decided to go shopping. Their first stop was Orchard Road. Orchard Road is famous for its big shopping malls. They walked into a large mall called Nagyon City. Tom wanted to buy a new watch. Lucy was looking for a gift for her mother. She liked a beautiful silk scarf in a boutique. The price was quite high, so she felt worried. A friendly shop assistant helped her. The assistant told her about a discount that day. Lucy was happy and bought the scarf. Meanwhile, Tom found a watch he liked. But when he checked his wallet, he couldn't find his credit card. He panicked and checked all his pockets. Lucy helped him look around the store. They asked the shop staff if anyone found a card. No one had seen it. Tom thought he might have lost it outside. They went back to the taxi drop-off point. A security guard stopped them and asked a question. He held up a wallet and asked if it was theirs. Tom shouted, "Yes, that's mine!" The guard smiled and returned the wallet. The credit card was still inside. Tom thanked the guard many times. They returned to the watch store. But now the watch Tom liked was sold. He felt very disappointed. Lucy suggested going to another mall. They took the MRT to Marina Bay Sands. The mall there was even bigger and more modern. They walked past many luxury brands. Suddenly, Lucy saw the same scarf in another shop. This time, it was on sale for half price. She felt shocked and a little upset. She thought she had paid too much earlier. But then she remembered the nice assistant and smiled. She decided it was worth helping good people. Tom still couldn't find the same watch. Then, in a small watch repair shop, he saw something interesting. An old man was fixing watches behind a glass. On the shelf was a vintage watch very similar to the one he lost. Tom asked about it. The old man said it was not for sale. It belonged to his late wife. But he saw Tom's sad face and changed his mind. He said Tom could have it as a gift if he promised to take good care of it. Tom was deeply moved and accepted with gratitude. They left the shop feeling emotional. Later, they ate dinner at a hawker center. They tried local food like chicken rice and laksa. Everything was delicious. As they walked back to the hotel, they talked about the day. They realized that even with problems, the day was special. Kindness and surprises made the trip unforgettable. They promise to return to Singapore one day.
A day at the supermarket checkout. My name is Anna, and I work as a cashier at City Supermarket. I started this job 2 months ago. Every day, I work from 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. My job is to scan items, take money, and help customers. Some days are quiet, but some days are very busy. Today was one of the busiest days of the week. It was Friday, and many people were shopping after work. The line at my checkout grew longer and longer. I smiled and said hello to each customer. A man in a hurry put his basket on the counter. I started scanning his items quickly. One of the items didn't beep. The scanner didn't read it. I tried again, but still no sound. I had to type the code by hand. While I was doing that, the man became impatient. He looked at his watch and sighed loudly. I apologized and said, "I'm sorry, I'll be faster." Finally, all items were scanned. His total was $87.45. He gave me a $100 bill. I opened the cash drawer and gave him $12.55 in change. He counted the money and said, "You gave me too little." I checked again. I had made a mistake. I quickly gave him the missing $1. He took the money and walked away without saying thank you. I felt upset, but I kept smiling for the next customer. The next person was an old lady with many small items. She dropped a can of soup on the floor by accident. I picked it up and checked if it was damaged. It was fine, so I scanned it. She said, "I'm so sorry, dear. My hands are not steady." I told her it was okay and gave her a kind smile. When she paid, she used coins, lots of them. Counting the coins took time, but I did it patiently. Other customers started to wait, and some looked annoyed. But I knew the old lady needed help and kindness. After she left, I noticed a note on the counter. It was a small piece of paper with a message, "Thank you for being kind." Under it was a $5 tip. I felt warm inside and smiled. Later, the manager came to my station. He said, "Anna, I saw how you helped that lady. I also saw how you stayed calm with the angry man. You are doing a great job. Keep it up." I felt proud and a little teary. Near the end of my shift, a little boy dropped his ice cream on the floor. He started to cry. I took a new ice cream from the freezer and gave it to him. His mother tried to pay, but I said it was on me. The boy smiled and said, "Thank you, nice lady." At 9 p.m., I closed my register and went to the break room. I was tired, but my heart was full. Working as a cashier is not easy, but it teaches me patience and kindness. I go home knowing I made someone's day a little better. Helping hands in the neighborhood. My name is David, and I am a university student.
I live in a small city called Greenhill. This summer, I decided to do community service. I wanted to help people and learn new things. I joined a local volunteer group called Neighbors Care. Every Saturday, we help elderly people in the neighborhood. Our tasks include shopping, cleaning, and fixing small things. On my first day, I was nervous but excited. I was paired with an older volunteer named Maria. She has been volunteering for 5 years. Our first stop was Mrs. Thompson's house. She is 82 years old and lives alone. Her garden was full of weeds and overgrown plants. We decided to clean it together. It was hot, and we worked for 2 hours. Mrs. Thompson watched from her window and waved. When we finished, she came outside slowly. She thanked us with tears in her eyes. She said no one had helped her in months. Then she invited us inside for tea. While drinking tea, she told us about her life. She used to be a school teacher and loved reading. I noticed her bookshelf was dusty and full of old books. I asked if I could clean it next week. She smiled and said, "Yes, please." On the way home, Maria told me a secret. She said Mrs. Thompson lost her son in an accident years ago. That's why she feels lonely. I felt sad and decided to visit her more often. The next Saturday, I went alone to her house. I cleaned the bookshelf and sorted her books by color. She was so happy and gave me a small photo album. Inside were pictures of her son when he was young. She said, "Thank you for treating me like family." A few days later, I had a problem. I forgot to do my homework because I was helping her. My professor was angry, and I got a low grade. I started to wonder if volunteering was worth it. Maria noticed I was quiet at the meeting. I told her how I felt. She listened and said, "Helping others is important, but so is your future." She suggested I make a schedule to balance both. I followed her advice and planned my time better. One day, Mrs. Thompson didn't answer the door. I knocked again, but still no answer. I got worried and called Maria. She told me to call the emergency number. An ambulance came and took Mrs. Thompson to the hospital. She had a small heart problem. The doctor said she was okay, but needed rest. I visited her every day after class. I brought her books and read to her. Other volunteers also started visiting her. Soon she was smiling again. When she returned home, we organized a small welcome party. Neighbors brought food and flowers. Even the local newspaper came to write a story. They took a photo of me and Mrs. Thompson. The article was titled, "A Young Man's Kindness Changes a Community." I felt shy, but proud. Mrs. Thompson now has a weekly check-in call from a nurse, and I still visit her every Saturday. Volunteering taught me that small actions can make a big difference. It also taught me about love, loss, and what it means to care.